Because it's going from Team Spirit to one of these three teams that remains, looking like it might be a compelling case for Secret, for Puppy to put his name on it again, T. I don't really know. You think that Tundra is going to turn it back around or what?
I think Tundra is going to probably, I mean, they're the favourites. They've taken game one here. I think they're in a really solid spot to get to the finals. I think Secret, their storyline isn't to win this series. Oh God, they can hear me now. It's to bounce back in the lower bracket. Oh God, they can really hear me now. Yeah, I'm kind of believing in Tundra just because of how dominant and methodical that game one was.
And the way they're playing, right? Like Naga, the way they even approach the Naga drafts, the fact that he is going for this new build, it's not that new. It's been being built in pubs for quite a while now. But Orchid, the way they combo that with a Mirana, that's a 4 or a 5. You always have that extra surprise coming from Mirana's ulti, and then into the Orchid, then into the Ensnare. Also the fact that they buy a gem very, very early on, they devoured it, and they always send the gem back to the base, right? Like they secure the map, they secure the vision, and then they set up these ganks with heroes that you don't necessarily expect.
And we had a lot of skepticism surrounding that. And you were like, oh, I don't really think that, I mean, there's a lot of clear on the side of Secret.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is backstage talk. These are off thoughts that don't truly reflect my feelings on the draft.
You hate
them. As I said earlier on the draft, it had problems. When Secret properly applied pressure, that draft really struggled because there wasn't enough farm distribution for everyone on the map. However, they made really good comeback plays, utilizing Sax's Tiny. His tossbacks enabled so many of those fights during their comeback when they were starting to reclaim the map. That was good. This was good. This was what made their stuff work. Skitter is so confident on his Naga, on his CK. He plays these illusion heroes like they're not illusion heroes.
Yeah, and sorry for exposing off-the-record knowledge. I'll give you something that's on the record, though, because Tundra had some thoughts on Secret.
I think Team Secret is a very formidable opponent because I think they've defined their roles for each other very well, and they know exactly what to expect from each other. I mean, obviously they hit Puppy, so like it kind of goes without saying. Honestly, it doesn't need to be explained. And by this point, it's also for Nisha as well. It's just such an amazing player. If you were just to think of each of their players, not even looking at any particular game, you kind of have an idea of what each hero will play. Nisha will generally play like a very high damage hero, and then Crystallis will played the real Secret, like going into this. Both of us have kind of gone through a win streak. Yeah, I think we are on even footing, and just excited to see how the game will play out.
The footing is becoming somewhat uneven, though. As we saw, game number one, Tundra, they do their own thing. You heard it from Purge. They set dynamics throughout the group stage. They throw them out the window whenever it comes to playoffs time. Now, upper bracket finals, we see Zoo, T. Do you think they go back?
They're looking good. They're looking solid. You don't need to change up for Secret, though. It's if we do the same bans and maybe let Brood through, do you want a different answer? Like they crushed him in lane.
They came back. They made a comeback with the Brood that got crushed. Like you don't see that very often. And also, if you're Tundra, you're probably feeling really good right now, Sheep, right? Because in group stages, 2 games lasted 60 minutes.
It's true.
Now you win with even the tier 5 items coming into the play.
Yeah, I think they should feel confident but not cocky, because like we talked about, Secret did have that early game advantage. They were starting to creep ahead in net worth, and they were looking very scary to fight into. So for Secret, I think it's more of tightening up that area that they struggled with in the last game and making sure they can cement their lead. And for Tundra, it's I mean, do the same thing. They made the right moves to come back. They kind of knew what they had to do, and maybe they want to adjust how they play that Brood lane. It just went so bad.
Still seems like you like it being a top priority for Tundra, that Brood Mother.
I really like the Brood.
Okay.
I just think it presents a lot of problems, and because her item build is so generic,
Yeah.
because 33 also plays
Wait,
Tide
okay,
the same
you say
way.
that now, but I thought the dynamic for the longest time was I have to go Wraith Pact or Pipe every time.
He did. He went right back.
He went Wraith Pact.
Then where were you getting generic from then?
Is in it's something that is good no matter what the game is, right? You're not going, oh, I have to buy like a Solar Crest for armor or whatever. It's just like I'm going Wraith Pact, it reduces damage.
I have to just say that I am worried for Secret because the games where they performed like maybe overperformed were the games Nisha played Leshrac.
Yeah.
And that's what I believe. I don't know who, Slacks or someone said it just a moment ago.
I doubt Slacks said it. If it was smart, I think Slacks said it.
Yeah, they
Team Secret's turn to ban.
Now, we heard earlier from that video from Tundra themselves, they said they talked about when they faced up against Team Secret in the group stage, they said they didn't really feel like they faced the real Team Secret. Sure, game one, they feel like, okay, now we're matched up against the real guys. Both games, though, game one, both in the group stage as well as now on stage, they won with the Naga Siren. So, I don't know, something's working for Tundra. Their ideas still work against Secret, even if it was a little harder this time.
Yeah, man, I think kudos to Secret for pulling it back and making it drag out so far. I think Secret is the first team I've seen do what they have to do against Tundra, which is survive their offlane. Tundra's offlane is extremely fierce. They're very dominant in the laning phase, and you can fall really far behind. And Secret just totally trampled that. They crushed Tundra's offlane, which I don't think anyone has done yet this tournament. So I say, even though Secret lost that game, I feel like they have a pretty good footing in that they had a really good laning phase. And if you have that against Tundra, then you're set up to play at the very least an even game.
Yeah, honestly, I think this OD last pick was... I didn't realize how strong it was until I actually saw the game. I just didn't realize that you never play against this hero in pops. I haven't played against this hero in months. But this OD with the shard, he completely nullified the way Secret wanted to fight that game. And I think without OD, this game would have been completely different. So we'll see what they want to do to change it up. They do have second pick on Secret this time, and I do think they're a team that benefits from second pick. Because Puppy likes to hide his picks. He wants to play pick these heroes that play multiple roles and then hide them till the very end, and this is easier on second.
Crystal Maiden.
I would agree.
They also slightly shifted the bans, banning the Brood instead of the CM this time, so saying, all right, you have 2 5s, you're gonna pick every game, fine, we'll just lead them both, pick one, whatever. Sure. We're gonna ban your like super annoying Neta cores, you have to pick something slightly different, you know, pick this Visage on 8, maybe it's a little weaker in lane, you can exploit it a little bit more, you know. I think that's probably a better angle for them.
I was surprised they banned this Maiden in the first game. Like, I get Maiden as a hero that they're winning every game with, but they're also winning every game. And I think, to me, it's like, is Maiden going to destroy you in a series compared to a Brood or a Doom or, you know, like some Naga Siren that's really the core of their strategy? Because this Maiden obviously accelerates their support duo a lot. It helps them skirmish. It gives them some extra lane shove for their pickoff combo. But I feel like I'd rather play against Crystal Maiden than like the Brood or the Naga, you know?
Do you think it was more about the opposite? Do you think it was like, we're going to give you Brood Mother and break it? Because they, as Quinn pointed out, they did win that lane. So maybe they thought, okay, we're going to show that you can't use this tool for not just this series,
possible.
but also potentially grand finals as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely possible. It's something that Puppy is like notorious for doing. Like, fine, we'll give you your best try, we'll beat it, and then like you're screwed. Then your draft is hosed, and you don't want to play the Brood again, and then now what do you do, right? But they lost, so you just ban it to screw it. I don't want to see a spider in my game again.
And here we go already with the Flex Dawnbreaker, which we've seen Crystallis play it, and there was they are on second pick, so they're gonna hide this till later. And I think this hero is really good for Secret, the way they play. They like to have Nisha on these mid carries, which is also better on second pick, right? Because he's going to play his lane, he's going to get a counter pick. And then this Dawnbreaker can go either lane, she can connect to mid lane with Nisha. Silencer is a solid hero against CM, pun intended. You have the global for ulti, and you're also decent lane matchup against it.
Are you going to get Visaged here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, it's just, you're opening up the Silencer, right? Like, this is the ultimate Visage on response team. You know they want a Wraith Pact hero if Doom is out of the pool, which it is. And Brood is out as well, so if you don't take your Wraith Pact hero here, you're maybe not getting to second phase, and I feel like they really want a Zoo hero versus Silencer. One of the best ways to abuse this hero. Even if you end up getting countered in the game, your lane's terrible, you can always just throw birds on him. He's kind of forced to make a decision in terms of spell casting because the hero's just too slow. It's very clunky on the map, he needs a lot of farm. So I think Tundra got a pretty happy Visage pick, but I agree that Dawnbreaker should be very good for Secret. It's one of these cores that can shove waves, deal with the early skirmishes, and still scale, and help their mid-hero scale.
Yeah.
We've seen these Dawn Storm, Dawn Shadow Fiend combos be really powerful this turn.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you compare these first two heroes from Secret to the first two last game, I think they're a lot happier in terms of, like, it gives them more flexibility in what they pick in the second phase. They have a lot more damage, a lot more, like, casual fight. It's not two heroes that sort of do this thing. They have pretty good magic damage. They have decent scale, you know, it, like, sort of balances in a lot of ways. I think they're much happier with that, because now each can play, like, the, you know, the carry type of hero, or we can play the spellcaster type of hero. Rezo can have different options. I think they're more open in terms of, like, what they can pick down the line.
It's going to be interesting to see if they want to address this Wraith Pact in any way, because I felt like last game, the Wraith Pact actually had huge impact. They didn't have a simple way of killing it. You know, Ember doesn't want to hit it, Monkey doesn't want to hit it. They want these kind of range heroes. Sometimes, you know, people would pick Snapfire, something that can actually deal with the Wraith Pact timing. So I'm trying to think what they're going to pick Secret in the next hero. It's going to be Zayak's hero, most likely. And they could set up a way for the Silencer to lane away from Visage. That is also a possibility.
They only really have been playing melee fours for Zayak, so like when you think of the Wraith Pact killers, I think of like Piranha, Snapfire type deals from the 4. And he's pretty much just playing First Spirit, Tusk, Nyx. Job's done. I'm gonna go in and wreak havoc. Especially when you have Silencer 5, you kind of want as many forms of solid, easy initiation as you can get.
Yeah, I mean, they could be looking for that Wraith Pact killer from the core position on 18. When you look at Tundra's heroes, they're a bit clunky in the way they fight. It's very like we all we hit what comes into us. So if you have this sniper, this SF, this turret hero, so okay, that's fine. If you're gonna sit there, I'm gonna sit there too. I'm gonna punch you from farther away. I'm gonna beat you backward. Like that type of thematic fighting for Secret, I think can be very good, and also like helps give them an answer back, which is super.
Yeah, they're banning Nog, though, right?
I'm trying to think about it.
I feel like you ban Nog. I don't think you want to play another Nog game. Even if you're confident you're gonna get the cores, I feel like it's another hero that makes the way the fights play out very difficult for Silencer. It's very obnoxious. He sends stuff in, he sees you, you start getting chipped.
I mean, the question is, if you have 2 cores that you can pick against Naga, do you still need to ban it? That is the question here.
That is a big question.
You do get to counter it, and it also depends a bit on what support they want to pick here. And like you said, he's been playing mostly melee heroes. Which one is the best here? And they do ban it, so I think it's an okay thing to do. They keep losing to it. Clearly, Tundra is an amazing move on Siren, so I can see Clock here, I can see Tusk, something that just fits with his MO, which is pick melee heroes.
Do you like Thirst Spirit? I feel like it is one of those old school Visage counters in a way. Like you can get on him, start burning the stacks, be extra tanky, you just get BKB, he doesn't do anything.
In theory, he is stronger than the other supports in how the fights break out. He is weaker in lane, but you're right. It is a lot about fighting. You come to land Dota, it's a lot about fighting. You know, logic kind of goes out the window sometimes.
Very true.
That's what happens on stage if, you know, you play in front of this huge crowd. But they do go for Nyx Assassin, which I do think is a weaker hero against Visage's timings.
Yes.
I mean, there is the upside to this Nyx hero that the combo with Dawnbreaker is pretty powerful. You get this 10 stun increase talent, and you just get chain stun. The Nyx hits you, stuns you, Dawnbreaker drops on you, and you get chain stun for like 5 seconds. They full to zero you. So, I mean, we saw last game Tundra playing this more of this pickoff style, whereas I think Secret this game has much more of that than they did the last game. So, you know, being able to split the map a little bit more. Saw them sort of gridlocked at this 1k, 2k gold lead for quite some time. So maybe this Nyx Dawn gives them a little more global presence, a little more pickup potential. Maybe that gives them the opportunity to like build more of this gold lead if they have another good early.
So I think this is going to be the hardest phase for Tundra, because they have to decide what to show here. They go with Clockwork, which is definitely good against all these heroes actually. Solid support matchup. And then which core do they go with here? What do they want to address? Do you want to address this Dawnbreaker, which can go to multiple lanes? Do you just want to pick something that's in the game with Visage? You know, like for example, they've played the CM Chaos Knight lane a lot, and that's a very hard lane to beat.
I can see CK, I can see Ursa. They want something that can just go in the Roche pit, trying to use Wraith Pact early. Like Global's on cooldown, your Dawnbreaker ult's on cooldown. Just go in the pit, start getting the Roshan's up.
I'm feeling CK. Yeah. I think it just fits their MO, you know? Again, it's also true. Summons, it's illusions.
Yeah.
It's not a Naga Siren, but you still get to throw stuff out there.
You could go Ags.
Sounds there. You can go Ags. You know, you press BKB, you press Ags, you dispel Global from everybody else.
Pretty nice.
Pretty poggers indeed.
Very poggers.
That was for Quinn.
Thank you, I appreciate it. No, I mean, I think this, like Secret may have the more pickoff they did last game, but in terms of just like raw single target damage, they do go for the 9 hero. I mean, It's definitely, it's not the worst of Primal games. I wouldn't say it's the best either. It sort of has like back and forth matchups against a lot of these heroes. I could see their ideology being, hey, Spirit has a lot of these magic damage, like not super scaling heroes, and potential carry offs that could be good on 23. That one extra pick, maybe we get to see a lane, or you know, the Dawn's going, we know the carry matchup, and we get like this really powerful carry pick. And you know, maybe they feel we're gonna pick 9-0 anyway. It's gonna be some melee dude who's gonna go do some stuff for us. He's gonna run in, so they're like, just pick it now, whatever. They'll counter it sort of. Primal's not that easy to counter in lane. And we'll get this like slightly better carry pick that gives us, you know, a better game matchup as time progresses.
I think it's pretty smart in a way because it fits in how they want to play the game on Tundra's side. So they want to open up Visage's lane right when you hit 6. That's generally what they like to do with Zoo, this team. And Primal is one of the best hero at rotating to your lane. He's just fast with trample. He's always going to get on top of somebody. Which hits 6 with Primal Beast coming in there. If he's not too far behind in lane, which is one of the weaknesses of Visage, they can pretty much kick out anybody. So I want to see what Secret does this here. I think they'll pick their mid hero. Okay, Angolier.
Very, very good against all of Tundra's heroes, and I think it gives them that oomph that Secret sort of needed. Like, they want some dude who goes in, if he can bam, slap, like, it's something an oomph to it. They have a lot of, like, casual magic damage, you know, little bits here and there, and now they have, like, something more impactful that goes in, doesn't care about Wraith Pack. Tundra has all this magic damage, it's just absolutely nothing to Pango. Like, it is a very, very good deck.
I like this Pango Dawnbreaker dual form. I think these are the types of heroes you want for Thunder. Fight early, you don't fall behind on the map, you go lane, you go with the machine at the same time, you're happy going late with the 2 in a 5-on-5 ball scenario where the damage is going to be tough to cut through the Wraith Pack fight scenario or whatever you're dealing. I also think this Nyx Primal Beast interaction is like very weird. So I think we've seen it a lot this tournament. Like when you press BKB on this hero is the one thing that I think isn't always super obvious in a lot of the fights. You BKB before you charge in, or you just charge in, you're getting Carapace, is something weird happening to your hero, right? You have a global, like if you BKB early, you get global, then your ult is screwed. So this I don't think this Primal Beast initiation is that easy for him in a way. I think it's kind of murky to me.
I do like the Pangolier, like you guys said. I do think it's mainly about this Pangolier answering the pressure from the Visage and this Primal Beast, because I think he's going to want to match them. So if they're going to go somewhere together, this Pangolier is exactly the hero you want that can deal with that lane. He can go there, you know, with Dawnbreaker ulting in, you can actually fight them, fight their timing. And you know, like I said, this is Land Dota, it's about fighting, right? Even Tundra last game, you know, they push all these waves. But to what end? They want to be able to fight. They want to be able to see somebody and start casting spells, start poking them. And it's a similar thing, right? They have Clockwork with the Vision, Visage. It just fits their MOs for both of these teams.
5 seconds.
Yeah, we can see Secret this game with another smart ban. I think banning the CK, like you were talking about, you know, it's just like very, very comfort. And it's sort of an interesting dynamic whenever you play a team that has such set-in-stone heroes. Get in this thing where like, hey, we can counter this hero, but they also really like it, so we'll just ban it to put them out of their comfort zone. And so you sort of go back and forth on that, and it seems like Secret has fallen much more into the camp of, hey, maybe, you know, it's not the greatest DK game. Pango and Dawn, it's like, it's okay, you know, but they really like it, so we're just going to ban what works for them instead of trying to ban the most ideal hero, which is a pretty good ideology against Tundra.
I'm trying to think of this last Tundra hero here.
Maybe an Arc Secret.
It is pretty interesting, right? Because Secret upgraded their second phase to all carry bans, as opposed to last time they placed up against. It means so many Skeeter heroes are out of the pool. Tundra really trusted that Skeeter's got something left.
I mean, this Wraith King and Ursa, those are like the two that come to mind. I mean, this team is almost always picking something that just goes in, takes all the attention, gives vision to the rest of their lineup, causes chaos, and of course, if you can get something with nice lane synergy with CM, you're going to feel a bit better about potentially abusing the Nyx.
Yeah, I mean, this is the risk of saving your carry for last pick. Is there's, you know, 15 more billion heroes to carry, you know, carry heroes banned, then you can end up with questionable options, and you come out and you're like, are we really happy with this? You have to think about their counter pick as well, and is that going to mesh properly? It's not a tricky, or it's not an easy pick.
Yeah, I'm struggling to think what he's going to want to play here, because there's always going to be some kind of counter pick, so it has to be something he's happy with. That's not okay. Terrorblade
in doubt.
Terrorblade out?
Terrorblade out. I was just looking. I wasn't looking at
hands in the chat. Bust out the TV. I will say Terrorblade is fairly strong in lane. There are not too many lanes that you can, you know, at least survive to the point where you can go jungle. But you know, it's not an incredible TV game. It's an okay TV game, right? You're playing against Nyx and Sound, so you want to push these waves. Again, it just fits with their style. Push waves with summons, illusions, and find the fight.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it also gives them this raw damage. When you're against Dawnbreaker and Pangolier, like, you want some massive, high DPS dude for when this Pango runs in. Like, he can't just roll and have a free game. Like, once his roll ends, like, he's going to get focused on and blown up with the TB right clicks. Like, that matchup can be very two-sided.
Yeah, there's a lot that can jump this Terrorblade and make his game hard, and there's not a lot that protects him. I feel like last game we had all of those saves, all of those fight resets coming out. This game is different, right? Tundra does not have a single bailout spell. If you're just all in this Terrorblade, you global on top, who's doing anything to bail him out of the fight? He dies, so much of your damage goes away. We've seen a lot of games where this Primal Beast, this hero doesn't just do it all on his own, right? And now you have Drow added to the mix, a hero that Terrorblade has issues gap closing or man fighting in late game scenarios.
And one of the best killers at TB too, right? Just strikes through all that base armors.
I think this looks to me the most doable game in terms of bringing Tundra down. Like, if you're gonna bring this team down and beat what they're doing, this game to me looks like the most doable.
But are they actually going to be able to? Why? What are you feeling?
I'm gonna go with Secret. Again, I was wrong last time, but this is looking pretty hopeful. I do think this is a pretty good Drow Ranger game. I do like the Pangolier and how they're gonna set up the fights with Nyx Assassin. It's not as simple for Tundra to play out the fights. Like SVG said, they don't have the save. That was what changed everything from last game. So I'm gonna go with Secret.
I am also going to go Secret. My one worry is this offlane for Tundra, I think, is a lot stronger than it was in the last game, and Drow Silencer is a lane that can get out of control very quickly. Suddenly there's a Birdman taking all your towers, and you're very sad. So
he's going to have to lane the Silencer against the Christmas Maiden. I'm pretty sure they're going to Drow top. That's what I'm feeling, at least. But then they're breaking the Rezo-Zyok combination, so maybe not.
Yeah, you're throwing Nyx potentially into Clock Visage, which is much fun for him either.
That's true.
Who does go down there and tank it up? Maybe you just dodge entirely? Is there like aggro option? Not amazing, but use it to some degree. I think Secret, honestly, they just want to get out of lanes. I don't think they need to win lanes super hard here. It's like they just survive, get their cores and levels and farm. They get into that mid game. I think they're going to be pretty happy. Again, best chance I've seen.
All right. Secrets versus Tundra. Game 2 is almost ready to go, but we got to check up. The man on stage, Slacks, has got Heen for our last minute interview.
Prepare for battle.
My keyboard is not working. My keyboard is not working.
You again?
And Heen pointed out that, like, listening in on the comms, he was able to pick up some of the frustration from some of his players. I mean, that just did not look like a fun game to play for Secret. With that many saves and that much split pushing, it just felt like everything that they tried to do was immediately stymied. So this time around, I mean, you pointed out early on, there aren't those kind of saves. There's still the split pushing. There's still going to be Visage Familiars, still going to be illusions running around, but no saves. They can actually go in and try to kill something and probably actually succeed.
Which is a big deal when you have high committal lineups. Last game was a pretty high committal lineup for them. They have a lot of big ults. They have to drop them. Once they're dropped, if it gets reset, there's not a second round until, 70 minutes when you have refreshers, of course.
Yeah.
But, this game, it's a similar story to some degree, right? You have this global, you have this Donald, you have the Pangolier ult. These spells get committed. You are locked into that fight. So you need to be making sure you're getting a big kill out of them. And yeah, no saves, a lot less gunk on the map. That's what I'm saying. Like, this Tundra draft, it's very much up their alley. And this team has been arguably the most dominant team at this tournament.
Yes.
So if there's a time you can make the god bleed, I feel like this is it.
12 wins in a row for Tundra now. They have been hot, hot, hot. Coming off the group stage, going into playoffs. Now, they are just one win away from a grand final appearance. Absolutely amazing, especially for, we talked about the matchup. Let's just talk about the captains versus captains. We've got 11-time TI attending, just absolutely the GOAT of captains, Puppy, versus Snake. First time at TI as a captain. He's been here before, but this time around, he's the one calling the shots, right, Avery?
it's a different story entirely. I mean, he has always been a pseudo-captain on every team he's been on. Yeah, this guy talks a lot, and he talks often, so it's a familiar role for him. But yeah, the pressure's on, and they're handling it magnificently, right? One game away from that grand final. You're already pretty happy, almost regardless of that outcome. Already a pretty good start as well. Trades out. Well, Snaking, he's not going to be happy about having a TP on Maiden. Decide to have the TP lane on you after your mana pool. Puts them down to triple mango, lost him in, so Secret, any little start they can get off these lanes is nice, and like I was talking about, they did end up putting the Nyx down here, swapping that silencer up towards the Crystal Maiden. So trying to take advantage of this Dawnbreaker silencer lane. He sacrificed a little by putting Nyx down here, but honestly, he wasn't going to do a lot top.
Sure.
And you know, this Tundra off lane, they pull waves a lot. So if you're going to throw something in a random lane and hope to get out of it, it's probably this lane to some degree. Full action, already on time and on point.
Yep, and I almost wonder, like, Secrets, they could have been doing some of their own pulling. Meta was popped early by Skeeter, but now it's down. They're immediately going to start getting a bit aggressive, missing out on that last hit, though. It's an interesting matchup. Nisha versus 9, Pango versus Primal Beast. I think we actually saw this maybe a couple times in group stage or something. And it's a matchup that both of them are just going to be kind of bleeding each other constantly. Particularly the Pango, anytime he puts damage on the Primal Beast, he starts getting those stacks up.
I mean, Primal Beast is the alpha dinosaur in this game, so I favor him a little bit.
Yeah.
He can dominate with the, you know, the uproar stacks, that type of deal with the trade. But obviously Pango shouldn't really die in this lane unless you're super aggressive. I mean, it kind of takes me back to that Spear Breaker Primal Beast lane.
Yeah.
Where like if you charge and your charge is on cooldown, he runs you down, right?
Yep.
But Pango does have multiple spells to at least cause a little bit of a gap.
And then when the Primal Beast wants to make some of those early rotations, I mean, we saw even starting the Last Chance qualifier, the way Thompson would move around pre-level 6 to some of these side lanes. Look for that Pango, who is a little bit more reliant on hitting his ultimate, but he's just a great counter initiator, right? I mean, was it Fly who said he just constantly is going to try and follow the Primal Beast and the Visage wherever they try and put pressure?
Yeah, you just need to check 9 in this game. Just don't give him like some free rune into a bottom rotation that breaks the Drow lane. Yeah. That's the lane Secret really want to think about. Like, the Primal Beast going top for a Parablade, who really cares? It doesn't progress the game for Tundra.
Sure.
Primal Beast going bottom, killing your Drow, breaking this lane open, giving Visage extra levels to get to 6. That will break this game open. So that is the one big move Secret need to think about. And if they can make this bottom lane go a bit better for them, it's also going to help that. Nice damage coming out. God, Visage hurts, man.
He certainly does. Little clashes back and forth. You see a bunch of 100% win rates on some of these heroes. The Primal Beast for 9. Now also Zayat's on the Nyx Assassin. Also 100%.
Nisha going for a little bounty rune steal. 9 says no, sir. I am the beast.
You may be mobile, but you're not going to go farther than that onslaught can take the Primal Beast.
Puppy getting chased off lane a little bit. Second meta pop top.
There's another one. Puppy even on the silencer.
9 is dominating the lane in terms of resource advantage, right? And that's where, like, if he ever forces Pango to base, suddenly the map opens up for him a lot too. Yeah, level 5 to 6 timings just become crazy strong.
He's dominating the resources, but not so much the CS. Nope. He's doing very well in that regard, 19 and 3. There's a few more creeps available. Zion's getting caught inside the cogs. 33, throws out the big nuke. Spike Carapace is already burned through, so Zion's is going to be run down underneath the trees. The battery sold the last couple of ticks. Not quite enough, and 33 couldn't get the final shot off either.
Damn.
So, the first blood still available for the taking.
Oh, he was gone for sure there, but just enough stick charges, holds it to the last minute, fogs him up as well. I mean, that's a huge play on this lane. Like, he gets the trade-off for his Drought. Now they can turn around as well, both side lanes.
Well, there's an opportunity. Resolution swinging through Snake and getting that kill, and 33 almost dying on the other side of the map as well. So once again, the side lane's not doing too badly for Secret, though they certainly are not doing too bad. I mean, 33 sitting at 12 and 5. Maybe not quite the same as the way they shut out that Brood Mother, but it seemed to come up with good ideas on how to deal with 33's heroes in lane.
I mean, I think this lane is going to get better for Secret in a way. Like the early level 1 through 3 is where this mission shines in terms of getting you the all-in kill.
Sure.
They didn't get that, which means Crystallis gets to, you know, just pull up the extra items. He doesn't have to spend as much on regen. He doesn't
Trying to go with the deny. Pops the Fairy Fire last second and
It's not gonna
snaking.
happen.
Held onto the Crystal Nova. Now they do have Soxa. The arrows flying through. Fell a little shy though. Once again, Sports walking out of this bottom lane. Just a sliver of HP. Meanwhile, Nisha and Nine, they have indeed been clashing quite a bit, both of them going down to about a quarter of their HP. But Nisha, he gets a bottle refill, whereas Nine doesn't have that same privilege.
Yeah, so 9 actually ends up being the one forced to base here, and Puppy will spend his death wisely, refill that bottle. I mean, he was kind of playing off the lane a lot top, just choosing to drag some creeps. Skeeter was doing an amazing job of keeping the illusion on him, which was super annoying and resulted in the kill. The benefit for Secret is this Dawnbreaker is going to have a pretty fast 6. Level 5, and speaking of ultimates,
Nisha does have his ultimate, but 9, he timed it perfectly. He was level 5 in like 3/4, but he knew as he cleaned through those creeps, he's gonna get his level 6, and he gets the kill.
A huge nice illusion.
That is twice now he's managed to pull that off.
Yeah, this guy's just piecing it up on the lane, taking it straight to him.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You are going to have this rolling thunder when you come up, but I don't know if there's a huge amount he can do with it in terms of moving. And Thunder's already moving this beast bottom, so if this Pango TP's back mid, you lose your counterplay ability, which is exactly what's going to happen. Nine just reading
Comes
this
to
map
charge,
perfectly.
Crystallis can't get out of the way fast enough. Doesn't have the silence, so no forced movement to try and stop this Primal Beast.
And this is the 5-minute catapult still alive bottom for them as well. Again, Pango has to TP mid because of that kill. This tower can just take a huge amount of damage here. Nine might choose to stay around a little. He's going to go back towards mid for XP.
Underneath his own tower here, Nisha not wasting any time, couldn't get off the freeze there. And so with this rollout, should be able to easily collect the kill on a Skeeter. So trading out the carries this time, at least comes to the top lane, snaking is going to be the +1. And well, +2 for Puppy. Thanks to the intelligence steal. Crystal, maybe you were talking about her mana problems earlier.
Yeah, he's going to face the same difficulty. Gotta get the mantles up. Any little extra bit. I mean, this move was super nice from Nisha. I think this move actually converted a lot more for Secret than the earlier Primal Beast just because that Visage wasn't 6. Yeah. That move will get the Visage to 6, but this move ends up in a dead tier 1 here. Hairblade has to go jungle. Will plant his own obs, Peter, and meanwhile, Zayat's getting XP on mid, so a decent sequence here from Secret to strike back. Crystallis gets to stay bottom. He's not getting forced out just yet, though now with Visage 6, he'll probably make the rotation. Of course, the tier 1 dying top means he has more space to operate in. So now when he gets kicked out, he actually has somewhere to go. So that move is super valuable for Secret in terms of how they're going to play the map here.
Do they have anybody who can continue to hold that tower against the Visage, or is this just long lost? Does Secret just not even look to the bottom part of the map anymore?
I mean, you do have Dawnbreaker, right? You can throw this Solar Guardian in on some random hero down there. It's just, I don't think it's going to be enough damage to kill the Visage, and then you're stuck down here battling the birds with heroes that don't really want to battle them just yet. To me, that's like Nisha's duty. He feels strong enough to combat this Visage, fight through with the swashbuckles, with whatever item he wants to go. I think it's when Secret really want to take the skirmishes. They can defend it with him, though, because you have that Solar Guardian backup. Like, if Nisha wants to stay down here and stall this push, it's very viable.
So it's just a question of whether or not Secret feels like the risk is worth the potential reward of stalling out 33 any longer, or they're going to get drugged into a fight against the Visage that they're not ready for. It seems like they have made the call. Nisha's going to be hanging around this bottom lane, so it's a possibility still.
I mean, I think it's fine to send him down here. Like, he'll still farm a decent amount. Sure. You're going to stall this Visage up a little. At the same time, if you get XP on one of your supports mid, remember, these 2 Secret supports, it's a pretty slow and greedy support. Silencer Nyx. You need a lot of levels on these guys, and ideally some basic items too.
Hello, Soxa. Didn't actually punish him there at all. Zayat's not ready to go with the Impale.
Oh, double damage Primal Beast.
Scary, but Resolution, he's pretty tanky. They're to follow him here. Can he get the hammer away? No, he's definitely going to be stuck here in this position. They managed to dodge the hammer stun, but there is going to be Nisha rolling through. Onslaught over to the side here. Nine trying to get out. He does not want to fight into the Pango, but Nisha has hunted him down. They're going to keep him chain stunned up against the wall. A 4th kill for Team Secret.
And 4th intelligence for Puppy. Every little mana pool adds up, and especially versus a hero who's pretty small to begin with, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So a nice counter kill from Secret. Again, Nisha just reading the map. This Primal Beast is going to play aggressive. He can turn those around. He'll always kill him on the return. That area is just so deep for Tundra, right? Like, it's part of the map. The tier 1's still there. Secret can instantly respond. The trade will be that tower bottom. The downside of Pango, he can't be everywhere in this game, right? Yep. But I think he's had a fantastic early game, and I think Nisha, he's done enough to propel him into a pretty solid mid game here. Will kill that Diffusal Blade. Now you have that deadly combination of, you know, stealing some intelligence.
Yeah, that's true.
Burning your mana at the same time. EKB costs mana now, Cap.
Yeah, I mean, that Arcane Ring is going to be pretty important, I feel like, for Sneaky to keep that mana pool of both himself and others nice and high. Science with the first move here of the Vendetta.
The Nyx mana burn too later.
That's true.
Mana burn synergy.
Headed to. I don't think he really has the power to do anything about the Visage. He can hit him and impale him, and they can follow up with the Dawnbreaker, but
he wants to find Terrorblade in one of these jungles or just a free support kill. You have the Donald that can come in on any of these Vendettas.
Yeah.
Walking over Sentry Ob, and Tundra doing a nice job of warding up the map, keeping the vision. They have a very good observer wards up at the moment. Pretty much seeing everything they want to see here.
Yeah, seriously. 4 different wards. This one's super deep in the mid lane. They've got a defensive one. They've got 2 up top as well.
I mean, just beautiful vision in this game overall. Like, even the secret wards, super nice.
Oh yeah, they've got a nice little triangle surrounding that straight up triangle. Tundra is actually clearing through ancient stacks, which apparently there was a number of them there. So drops the freezing field, 9 help with the trample.
Taking a page out of Puppy's book there. A little 5 position farming.
Farm never heard of 5. You guys should take that up in your pub.
Please don't. How are the levels looking for Secret? That's the big question. Because this Nyx got a lot of levels, but Puppy is still level 5. He is suffering. This global silence is pretty much nowhere near to coming out. Trying to get some Vendetta hit.
Ooh, they didn't even go for the Vendetta hit. They may run out of damage as a result. The hookshot comes in for the side, stopping the Rolling Thunder. But even then, I mean, the Primal Beast just looked way too tanky there.
I feel, if anything, they were just baiting out some reaction. I mean, they got this Visage teleport, they got a hookshot. All right, back to farming, right? Remember, this is a Drow lineup for Secret. Traditionally, Drow lineups, you're aiming for some pretty later timing, right? This is not a hero that, I mean, this hero can join the fights early and be super happy to clean him up. But she's also pretty happy to just keep farming ancient stacks, getting the levels. Every level in this hero counts for a lot in terms of how her ult works,
So much of Drow's impact, though, going into that later game is whether or not she's able to just freely hit people without, you know, stuff being in the way and negating that ultimate of hers. Do you think that's about? I mean, we have Primal Beast, we have Clockwork. There does seem to be a decent number of heroes to get on top of this Drow Ranger, or is that not enough in your mind?
Yeah, Solar Guardian Global needs to bail him out. Here's the first connect with that chain stun.
Yeah, they're going to use this nicely. Nisha said, okay, you guys take 33. I trusted you got it. I'm actually going to go for the +1 here. Snake King showed himself, and Resolution with the hammer will claim the double.
Very nice double kill for them. This is the type of tempo I think Secret wants to play. Just finding the kills when their ults are up every 70, 80 seconds or so. Connect with the Vendetta, connect with the Rolling Thunder. Back to farming. Crystallis gets to clear triangle. He gets to clear top wave. Puppy finally trying to get to his level 6 up here. Inching towards it with every CS. So Secret pretty much getting what they want on all their heroes during this time. And every time Visage dies, you're also extremely happy because it sets down the tempo on the map. Right? Yeah. Now all of a sudden, the 100 doesn't have this they don't have this raid pack that they're getting to. It's going to exist in the space and be occupying the mindset. We saw Snake King. He went Arcane Boots, man. This guy is also thinking about it. I'm telling you, he does not want to run out of mana in this game.
No. Go for a 4-staff next. Certainly going to help out a lot against, I mean, they have so much where the Rolling Thunder on in with the Dawnbreaker ultimate on top of that. They want to be able to get people out of these AoE stuck situations where their chain's done.
Yeah, Tundra almost always buy double 4-staff. It is in 90% of their games. They like to be able to reset fights, save people. I mean, the Arcane Boots is another form of save this game, right? If you Arcane Boots your Terrorblade, Arcane Boots your Primal Beast, you might get Sunder off, you might get that Onslaught off. All of a sudden, that counts as a reset. The Tundra always thinks about these itemizations in terms of how they can prolong the fight for their cores and just get multiple rounds of spells off. That's where their lineup shine.
What do you make of the Veil, though? Sangsta has that 4-staff. He's definitely going the double, but he also has the Veil queued up.
It's going to buy Veil. It's an AUI team. I mean, this guy's been buying Veil for almost a decade here. This item is efficient. Like, you get the mana regen, get some aura, it produces a significant amount of damage increase in the early fights. The question I always have with this item is if you don't get the early fights, does it feel that good going into the later game, especially versus BKB cores or cores that jump you on the backline, right? Because it isn't as much survivability, it isn't as much tankability in those later durations. So to me, this tells me, again, Tundra want to hit a like 20 to 25 minute timing here. Spell damage is just too much for Secret to deal with.
It is kind of interesting, though, because they're matched up against two cores that can go Magic Immune.
Yes.
You know, we're going to have that Dawnbreaker. Science found the opening. The Rolling Thunder is on top of it. The chain's done. Here it is. No opportunity for a Sunder. Now they back up through, but the hook shot is on in from Soxa. The rest of the team of Secret is going to come through. They managed to get off the global ever so barely. And look at Chrysalis. He's just standing and delivering on that high ground. Now they come back in with Nisha from behind. They almost claimed the kill on his Snake King, but now he's been grabbed by the Primal Beast. He needs to jump away. The Swashbuckle gets him a little bit of distance. Running through the mana of 9. He's got a lot of sick charges. Nisha actually, with the haste rune, is running around. He spotted Snake King. Hey, look at him. You're not getting away from this one. He knew it too. Even with the high five, taunting Snake King into his death. 33 chase down, stun into 1. And now they've got Chrysalis to clean up the kill. Just like you want any Drow Ranger to go. Everybody else is engaging, and the Drow Ranger is sitting in the back, throwing out the physical damage and collecting in the kills.
Echo Saber timing from Rezo doing a lot of work there as well, and that's a huge amount of levels for this Secret lineup that uses them amazing. Of course, Haste Rune on Nisha, he is just doing the best Pango dance of his life, cleaning up the back of the fight. Gets a huge shield crash off as well, just tanking so much up. And all that was started with this Terrorblade pick, right? This is the exact target they want to find with this Solar Guardian Nyx Vendetta combo. It's going to be deadly for Skeeter all game. It'll bypass the vision that was such an issue for Secret last time. Nyx doesn't care if you have wards. He doesn't care if you have these Terrorblade illusions because you cannot sentry everywhere. That's going to give him a window to start a lot of these engagements with the core down. And execution here, get the Carapace. That's what these heroes, the mana burn, these early fights. Doing a decent amount of work. And Nisha just playing with him, man. Put the high five up at the end. See you later.
Yeah, he's feeling himself. Even after game 1 loss, Nisha showing that he does not lack in confidence on the main stage here. I want to point out the fact the Wraith Pact was alive that entire fight. That cannot feel good for Tundra that they recently picked up this item. They used it to the full extent of its abilities and they still lost.
Very true.
Science, you gotta be careful. Oh, 33. Drops the familiars first.
Narrowly escapes that vision. He was really close to just dying there. He has full wand, but that was a bold move.
Very bold. Indeed. Maybe just about as bold as 9, who was thinking about Puppy showed, maybe diving in and trying to quick kill and get out.
Pretty hard to out-farm this Tundra team, but I do feel like Secret, they have a decent advantage right now in terms of the actual 5-on-5. Outside of that Wraith Pack, they have their Diffusal, they have their Echo Saber. Solar Guardian's pretty powerful for giving you the numbers advantage. Visage, he's top. You know, if you find an opportunity to get a 5-on-4, a 3-on-2, some of these number fights with the Vendetta global ability, Secret's going to take those every time because they have global to back it up as well. Maybe part of this fail on the clock is also Soxa just trying to find Puppy in this game. That is his MO.
Yep.
Find the silencer, hook him. If you veil him, maybe it gives you the extra damage to just kill him faster or solo kill him even.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. Especially 9's going to follow up. He onslaughts and tramples through. Like, that's one-shot territory for sure.
Now they have
Science found the opening. They have the Rolling Thunder as well. The Dawnbreaker. Tundra did not see this one coming fast enough, but they do have in that back line. Skeeter has popped the meta, so Secret needs to be able to reset a little bit, especially with Soxa getting on top of the Drow Ranger, making it even worse. Puppy's going to get grabbed. The 2 supports of Secret died, despite the fact that Secret are the ones finding the initiation. It's Tundra who get the better of the engagement, and as a result, maybe take this mid tower.
I mean, just beautiful hook shot to the back line disrupts the whole fight. He's just going on this Visage, but it's not really the target he wants to start on, especially if it's just him. Like, you're basically just wasting Rolling Thunder at that point. You can't come through and turn that fight around post-BKB or post-Terrorblade initiation. And Peter joining pretty nice Yasha timing, along with that Mithril Hammer, just dealing a decent amount of damage and putting up 2 kills into a tower. That's the type of fight Tundra wants to be able to take. Visage tanks the initiation, Terrorblade gets a free fight. Nisha just going into all.
And it's a shield crash on 2, but I don't think it's enough to save her from this sticky situation. Not sure what he was expecting there, but it was certainly not 3 heroes from Tundra.
I think he just wanted an easy bounty rune, but nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing is easy on the TI main stage, Cap.
No, certainly not against Tundra, who have been... They really have not given much ground to Secret in either of these games.
There's a lot about BKB timings as well, who can just commit in the fights and get the damage done during those intervals. We'll have BKB flying out for resolution here, so he is pretty strong in the team top. Of course, he can TP to these lanes no one else wants to go to, and still join the team. It's time for Secret to try and find something. Remember, meta has been down for this as well, 50 seconds. Skeeter does not want to join a fight. Rezo just pushing in here.
Spot him. Gonna get off his BKB in time. He's gonna be chain stun here. Beautiful combo from Tundra. 9 and Soxa not overlapping there at all. Very nicely played.
That's the bailing.
Yeah, that's true.
There for that bail. So this extra burst, have to try and account for it.
Players here. Now Secret is willing to fight.
They have a blink on Tango.
Oh, it's gonna be revealed though. Off the Rolling Thunder. Just try and slow him down. They're going in pretty deep for this one. I'm not sure if the rest of the team really wants to follow this one up. They're going to try with the Impale, but here comes the Primal Beast running over the Nyx Assassin. The first use of the BKB. At the course, they got to get out. Leave their supports behind. They are fodder. The face of the Tundra team. Oh, that little arrow, and now this Visage. Though they do have Skeeter coming in from the side. The Meta pops out. He does Gus, pushing over to the side. Ooh, Soxa. That's an awkward conks. Blocking Skeeter from his retreat. Jumping back in. Nisha claims the kill onto 33. Now with the resolution closing in here. They can throw off the stun. Skeeter's going to pop his BKB to the other. BKB needs to get off the center. He gets it off on Soxa. Turns around and kills the Drow Ranger. A beautiful play for the young man on stage that is going to be able to claim 2 core kills.
Tyad's looking to find something, but there's not much to claim. Skeeter back up to full HP here. 9 full resources as well. Impale off the mark.
And with that miss. No. 9's
not that crazy. Oh, that was almost a nice Terrorblade kill. Saw Rezo manning up. He was chunking him down, but just getting in that Sunder range. Enough to propel him back up the full. Skeeter has done a very nice job of joining these fights at the right time and in the right place to get a decent position. That said, Nisha is really carrying this early game. Like, he is doing so much of the damage in these early engagements, going in, going out, trying to bait out the spells. This global is not really what Pumpy wants out of the spell, right? Like, he's getting trampled down during a global. Doesn't feel amazing. Imagine they have that later on because he can survive, but the long-range damage is for the Secret lineup. You get swashbuckled, you get hit by this Drow, you have some silencer dots on you.
Look at this play. Nisha blinking back in to claim that Visage kill. I mean, that was beautiful. Massive. But Skeeter.
Burst is pretty close.
The BKB and the attention to put it onto Soxa to give him the most HP rather than the Drow Ranger.
That's very nice. Very heads up.
Skeeter, I mean, he's not had a long career. He started off, I mean, he first learned about Dota during TI2 when he was still in elementary school. He was watching pro gamers on stage, and that was the first time apparently that he learned you could play video games for money. He said, that's what I want to do. And here he is in the upper bracket final for the most amount of money.
He's playing him for a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Just a little bit.
This gamer thing working out all right for him.
He seems to be doing this okay.
Hook shot. Soxa killing the creep, chaining the stun there with the cogs, but the rest of the team, they called it off. They said, this is not the fight that we want. Soxa says, okay, thanks guys. I'll see you later.
Splitting the map, snaking, trying to do a little
the roll up. Hey, forces something out of him. Forces 2 ultimates, in fact. Snaking, that's, he dies, he doesn't get a kill, but did get a lot out of Secret in a way.
Secret, like I said though, I think Secret is happy to play his tempo where they get these kills. Like 40 seconds on the sideline for a 100-second ult. It's not the worst, right?
Yeah.
To me, this is Tundra waiting out this meta time. They really want to take the fights with Terrorblade this game. They need his manpower in the engagement. Sure, Visage survives for a while, Primal Beast survives for a while, maybe kills the support. But the fights where Skeeter joins is really the ones where they want to clean up and get the conversion into the objectives. Next one being Roshan here. He has full Hurricane Pike, so he can get pretty aggressive in these engagements. Just Hurricane Piking in, meting, taking the fight to this Drow if she gets caught. Would expect Tundra to group up and probably try and smoke for some sort of good fight with Vision very soon here.
Get the right kind of fight, take Roche.
Snaking, he's just going to teleport in on cue.
Okay, here comes.
Smoke everybody but Skeeter, let him show somewhere, send illusions on the lanes.
With BKB and an Aghanim Scepter on 9, this Primal Beast is so scary when he goes in.
What gets popped?
It's gonna break, drop the sentry, doesn't catch Zayats fast enough.
They're gonna threaten the Roche though, and Secret need to think about whether Tundra's committing to this. They don't have an easy way to get Vision in that pit.
That is super awkward. I mean, somebody kind of has to put their life on the line to get that information.
It's a mind game.
Turns into a free pick, perhaps, especially now with the ward going down.
Situations can be very awkward, especially when the enemy team has ways to force you to show elsewhere. Similar to that last game, Skeeter, he's on an illusion hero. His job is just be super obnoxious with these and shove the waves that Secret doesn't want to go to.
Yeah, but if they find this initiation, Skeeter,
this could be the best hero they can find.
Okay, they're not going to be able to get a fast initiation for it. Ooh, the roll up. Is he going to be able to get off anything here? Nisha is just dead immediately. The physical damage overwhelms him, and now Zion's going to be chased down. They spotted him. They're going to pop the drums, chase him down. They've got the slow. And that should be it for our Nyx assassin. He's got a Vendetta up in a second. So I'm sure they have detection, even if he tries for it. She does not. Holds on to that spell for now. That's kind of awkward because they're running into the BKB carry.
Yeah.
I don't know how Secret would be able to chain stuff. They would have to take. They needed vision over the Terrorblade, I guess.
I mean, I think they're just hoping to force a reaction, maybe get out. If they find another core who doesn't have BKB, they're happy to take that fight with the Solar Guardian Global. And at least they got this meta out on a good portion of the map, right? It prevents Skeeter from just instantly going into Roche with meta. That said,
he did have a TP up.
That was the dieback for the Nyx, so he was dead for 70. Gonna give a decent window here for Tundra to just clean it up without that meta. Now you're in a position where you can test as your Secret, and how do you even get tested? There's no way without Pango. It's gonna be very close here, but not close enough.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that Tundra recognizes we don't have the meta, so we need to throw all the damage we have right now. They're going to do it just in time before Nisha can get into the pit with that Rolling Thunder, disrupt things, and cause a bunch of chaos. So, I mean, great read by Tundra. They got that timing down to a T.
Fast plays win you games. Yep. Making every second count here. That's going to be ages for this Terrorblade. Makes it even scarier in these engagements, and Ag's done for 9, so his Primal Beast damage is starting to ramp up.
Initiation though, Nisha, they had the vision to be able to get the opening. The drum range is going to get run over though. 9, popping his axe, but he has to chase in real deep for this one. Can anyone bail him out? He's just getting trampled to death. Somebody help Crystal. It pops me at the last second, but 9 grabs him in the end, pulls him down. Now, they're underneath that tier 2. I mean, he's fast. Can he get away though? No, the final swashbuckle gets him in the end, but they get drug in a little bit deeper. Zions, he's going to be chased down on the side here at the same time. 33 is kind of toying with them, trying to bait Secret. Get it going for more, but they will not get baited. 33 just straight up throws damage onto the tier 2. See, you guys can't fight right now. Force stab aggressively, force stab in, force stab back in the line, but Resolution cleans out the support. The zone for him gives him a little bit of time. Nisha, he's got to keep his distance here. That's Thunder.
You can keep poking here.
They can. Can they actually keep them in place though? Slowed down by the curse and the hammer. Nisha comes in through the side. The shield crashes there. Boom. There goes that visage.
There goes the Wraith Pack.
Popped as soon as the cloak is gone.
This poke and physical burst is ramping up for Secret. Desolator on Resolution. Just doing a huge amount of work in these engagements. You get the proc on any hero, throw the swashbuckle on top. And suddenly it's a decent amount of minus armor coming your way. I mean, Rezo is the carry right here. You know, it really is. Going back to his days with multiple TI runs here. Not unfamiliar territory for him.
Yeah, I mean, I always think of, when it comes to Resolution and carrying on the main stage, I always think back to that time we stood in for Team Empire, and his performances at that TI were incredible.
I mean, he's 9-1-7, level 20. He's the highest level in the game.
Yeah.
Having a beautiful game here. Shard online, Echo build back up after the BKB disassemble. Less luminosity attacks required. Like, he's going to shred these Tundra supports if he gets on them. Crystal Maiden basically just gets Starbreakered into oblivion. Skeeter needs to use his BKB timing well. If this fights go really long and Secret still have the manpower up, I feel like this is not the same situation as last game where Tundra can stall the fights out super long and just benefit from the Astrals and the tossbacks and the arrows. Yeah, this is more you got to commit with your Terrorblade, get the damage done, make sure it counts.
At the same time, though, while Rezo's having this amazing game, we saw in the last fight, Chrysalis, because he still doesn't have BKB, he's just being soloed by a single hero. 9 is so farmed in this Primal Beast that he's just able to trample him down.
It makes you wish he had 2 force staffs, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe that is the key of the game. I mean, Puppey has one. He's building Glimmer as well. The extra mobility you can give your Drow. Very nice
hook shot off of that, but it does give an opportunity for Nisha to get off the Rolling Thunder if he wanted to. Global silence from Puppey, though. It is something expended.
Skeeter is looking to go in here. Still has ages
for
about it.
Skeeter's chasing Puppey with the Eye of Scotty. Slowed down to a crawl. He is pretty tanky, and they actually can't finish him off somehow.
Hell, he has like 26 armor.
Yeah, I mean, the tier 2, I guess that armor aura is maybe just enough to keep him alive.
walks it off.
Now, meta has been used, and the Aegis is going to expire in a minute and a half. There's going to be timing here for Secret.
Giving him all the extra bonus, Hatchie.
Yeah.
His silencer's a lot more tanky than you think.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think Skeeter thought he was going to, like, three-shot him.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. This guy have a Sven shard or something?
Yeah.
Now Secret have an opportunity to use the meta cooldown here. Woke up from Puppey. Wants to try and initiate with this Nisha Pango, either find the back line.
Surprised they're going right now. But maybe it's just like meta's down. It doesn't matter if he's got Aegis.
Down. Aegis running out in 50. They want to find some initiation with the Solar Guardian on top.
They're not quite close enough. Puppey.
Take it back. I said Tundra, I mean, this team is just so efficient at playing the map. They have an 8k lead. It really doesn't feel like they have that much, but they just all on their supports. These supports just always get farmed. Making up the Force Staff and Toxa, sitting on the big boy Billy.
Oh yeah, and he's going to get
towards
the Aghanim Scepter soon, which means one of the side benefits of the Aghanim Scepter is the constant rocket spam that you get. That's another aspect of split push that Tundra will have. Now he's got something.
Yeah, split push the lanes. He can throw the vision in the fight to find the silencer. Yep, make it annoying for this Pango who wants to hide in trees. Yeah, he's just going to pick it up, buy out for it. Tundra collecting a lot on the map right now.
Them again. This deep vision they have in the mid lanes, that's, I think, giving them a heads up that this is happening. Now, they're going to lose their Crystal Maiden, but that is really not that important. Tundra are pretty happy with losing their 5 if it means another smoke is down inside of Secret.
They're okay with this for now, and okay, I was gonna say Skeeter had a Sacred Relic in his inventory. A little early for Divine there, son, but of course Nullifier coming out. It's gonna be nice to dispel these secret cores in the fight. No more Force Staff for the Drow at a time where he might really need it, right?
Yeah, sure.
Also messes with Pango, so interesting itemization here from Skeeter. Again, I think Tundra's identifying they want to make the most happen in the interval where they get the clockwork quick shot, they get that initiation. Meta is off cooldown. Especially for the next Roshan fight. This is what both teams are gearing up for. For Secret, they do have like a whole core lineup that scales incredibly well here.
The Nullifier is really the best item for. I mean, it felt like there was a lack of damage here. I would expect maybe I think the pure Daedalus route or something.
I think the Nullifier becomes very good when you get to that switch. That's what he's thinking about, right? He has a queued up next. I don't think you go this Nullifier without getting a blink somewhere in your inventory.
Yeah.
Because what you really want to do is be able to just blink on the Drow, nullify, Scotty hit him. He's gone, right? Sit there and man fight you, and it sets up the fight very nice for the team. Same with like the Silencer. I mean, we saw the Silencer tanky, it takes a little bit. Nullifier just helps you cement these kills. Tundra wanting to use it here. Shiva's completed for 9.
On the ward now. They make it back up just at the right time. So now Secret, they have a gem as well. Earlier Tundra, again, they buy these really early gems, which I'm a big fan of. Tundra, as soon as they feel like they're kind of like, all right, we're definitely stronger than these guys, they pick up the gem and they just take over the map.
No vision left. Absolutely debilitating for these Secret lineups that need to fight around it.
Maybe a big reason why they're able to get such a big net worth lead.
This helps, I mean, Hayat's game is just not easy.
No.
And he just doesn't want to run up any of these high grounds. The illusions are constantly shoving in, which forces someone from his team to go somewhere else.
Scan up to the high ground, see if they can get into position to get this ward down.
Stallis is like leading the charge here, you know?
Yeah, he's like, he's got a fresh BKB. He's like, I don't have to be scared any longer.
The one upside compared to last game is you can put Resolution on illusion duty, and you can still join the fight.
Yes.
So your ability to play the map versus the illusions went up considerably.
And it means that he's farm in the meantime, too. He's still actually ahead of Chrysalis in that regard.
These secret cores are farm. I'm just worried that they go in. Tundra is just hitting so many good timings on their heroes here. The double Force Staff done, the Ags on the clockwork, Shiva's Ags on this Primal Beast, and 33 pushing towards an Assault Kyros. That is like a huge armor differential gone, right? You can see Buckler, all these things huge for Drow.
They're opening Force Staff, push them over. deeper into Secret. Maybe that's not what they wanted. At the same time, 9, well, he tried to go in, and that initiation didn't feel good either. So Tundra is now on full-out retreat. The roll-up, Nisha going to be able to deal with the Frostbite. Can he get out, though? He's going to be grabbed by 9. Swashbuckle over to the side. There goes the Crystal Main. Nice two-man stun as well for the Nyx Assassin. In once again, and the Terrorblade triple kill for Chrysalis. Turns over to 9, who had a deep commit in order to finally finish up that Pangolier. No stuns in time. The BKB lasted long enough. Oh, got him just in time. Science finds a 4th kill for Chrysalis.
Wanted that rampage for the books, but damn close. And Secret cleanup 4, only losing the Pango there. Very happy to get that trade. The gem will be rescued here.
Oh, they saw that on the ground, but Shaking got his courier out fast enough to be able to recover that gem. So that's
quick fingers on the couriers from this Tundra side.
They really do. They know how to play with every single unit they have in their control.
That is the exact fight Secret wanted to hit. They got some vision out. They tank it. The initiation with the Pango. The global was beautiful. Separates the fight, and of course, can't ask for a better time. Getting that into the second Roche here. Aegis on Drow is a huge deal. This damage is starting to come through for this Terrorblade. I thought that was an aggressive force stab from Secret. At first, I was like, oh, that was nice, but it was Tundra trying to save him from the chain stun, which you can't blame them. But it ends up just pushing him so deep, and then Nisha on the back line. Secret just get the dream fight here, right? Drow gets to just shoot Terrorblade the whole time. He gets forced in again, maybe betraying a little bit here. He just gets bursted by Resolution with the minus armor. Drow to back him up. This Tricore coming online for Secret here. The physical damage is no joke. If Terrorblade dies, the other 2 cores are not going to carry the huge distance in that fight in terms of the damage output. Like, this is a Terrorblade draft. You are buffing him, but you want him to live through that engagement. At this point, Rezo and Crystallis might just be out carrying him. The tag team here, that's a big swing.
He's no longer going the Swift line. Now he is going back for the Daedalus. Now he's saying the damage is the problem, but I did like your idea of like a certain way to play against the Drow Ranger, because in just a normal game, this 1-to-1 matchup between Drow and TV is not that fun.
I mean, this Nullifier, it makes a lot of sense this game. It helps him stick on targets, but at the same time, he has to aggressively force them to be able to stick on them. If someone gets forced before you get that Nullifier hit out, it gets kind of weird, right? Yeah. Like, traditionally, if you want to go this Daedalus build, maybe you rather have Satanic, something else, even like a Manta Dispel.
Butterfly opportunity.
I mean, he's still going to be incredibly strong here. If he gets the Nullifier hit, it's going to pay off. Just a question of, can he land it? How deep does he go in the fight? Because like we saw there, you go a little too deep, you get Starbreakered. You're not living through that. Now Secret taking the fight to them, pushing his tower with Aegis. Smoke wraparound though.
To the initiation, but Science reads it. He's going to be able to break that smoke. The onslaught on through. They do have the spike carapace on the BKB last second. They manage to get on top of the Silence as well. Global Silence goes out. Science is not dead yet, nor is Puppey. While Chris is delivering the damage onto Skeeter. First step forward, then you get the hook shot. Turn around, Skeeter gets off the Thunder on his support. Magic gets popped. Crystal is trying to walk away, but that Nullifier, it'll keep him in place. And now Nine is setting up for the Starbreaker though. Resolution, he barely hits the end one, and that's all he needed. Crystal on the second line will stand and deliver the damage onto 9. That'll finish him up. The Primal Beast with the Dispel is not going to be enough to walk away.
Give me your intelligence, mother. And I'll take it every time. Puppey with the buyback to get the extra insteal.
And runs down Snake King. Resolution finds an extra one on top of that. None of these heroes have buyback, so Secret. The world is their oyster at this point.
This game has swung completely, right? Like, we can feel in these fights, the damage is just running out for Tundra. And the real carry in this game, Resolution, coming online. Hits 25 after this fight. It was a huge deal for this hero. Now you're dealing with double Starbreaker, which have just been debilitating for Skeeter. I mean, beautiful hook shot here. They get the Sunder off. Operation Safety to bail out Skeeter. Takes the fight to Crystallis. Maybe if there's no Aegis here, this fight looks different. Even so, Rezo is just smacking him. That hammer hurts, man.
Yes, it does. All that farm is paying off. They're so focused on dealing with the Drow Ranger in this bad matchup with Terrorblade that it means that Resolution is completely uncontested in fights. Delivering damage right there. There's man on stage who set all that up in the first place. His Vendetta positioning, breaking that smoke.
Oh, that was
made
beautiful.
An awkward initiation for Tundra.
I mean, that's what wins Secret the fight there. Like, imagine Puppey gets broken on instead of that Nyx. It's a completely different engagement. And instead, 9 has to spend his entire BKB duration and half that fight chasing Puppey around. He doesn't want to be doing this. It's dirty duty. Someone has to, but it takes him way longer than he wants. And Now Secret taking control of this game. Now they're scaling into that late game tricore where Shiva's on Nisha on top of a Timeless Relic Arcane Rune. He's going to be pretty strong in this next engagement. Huge amount of spell damage coming out. If Trow lives through the initial burst from Tundra, it's going to be a hard fight. Rocket player scouting Puppy.
They're going to go for that free kill. Did he have the gem too? Nisha's going to try and follow this up though. They do have the Dawnbreaker ultimate coming in on the side. They're going to chain stun down this Visage. They Resolution and Nisha, they are just cleaving through hero after hero. The Primal Beast again trying to walk away, but Resolution, he'll run you down, he'll drag you down into the dark, down until you fall, down until you go all the way back to the fountain.
Resolution, Starbreaker, breaking Tundra's dreams here of closing this out 2-0. He wants to send it to a game 3. This man is absolute resolute.
He really is, and it's so fitting. He showed up on this roster with Zayats, completely turned what was kind of a mediocre lineup for Team Secret. They really did not find much success. And it seems like this combination of Zayats and Resolution we see on the right-hand side is what has been enough. It's a secret ingredient that has turned Secret into an absolute killing machine. May just give them the chance to even up this series against Tundra in the upper bracket finals.
Secret's just all over Skeeter in these fights. He just does not have the sustained health like last game. And they are able to burst this Terrorblade down regardless of the Drow. And yeah, you love to see that, man.
Harken back to a little bit of the TI1 days. Back then in their very first international, the Boosts were closer together, much closer. They're face up against each other. Here at TI11, it feels like a similar vibe, and you could see Zayats, he loves that.
Oh, especially when you're dead. There's nothing else to look at but that guy across the stage from you. He's standing up and shouting.
Yep.
Little extra mental mind games going down, and that's 2 lanes for Secret here. Cementing themselves at a 15k gold lead. They have the buybacks. Tundra's probably going to have to buy out to take these fights.
I know most people go the extra duration, but I almost wonder if getting the BKB piercing disabled would be better. Just deal with this Dawnbreaker, who's like BKB and challenging the Terrorblade every time.
It might be. If you can just get this Dawn off your Terrorblade, at least free him up a little bit, or maybe burst him. I don't know how much it's doable, but you have to deal with Resolution at this point. He's just cleaving through your entire team. I mean, he has Blink. He has everything up, pushing towards Strength Link. In fact, he's saving for buyback. So even if you kill him once, he is going to buyback. He's going to Solar Guardian back in. This Dawnbreaker has built-in Aegis here, as long as he wants to keep the gold up, which he will.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty cool idea, because they're essentially just one team fight away from being able to finish off this game too. Yep. See how Tundra is able to hold now that the shoe is on the other foot.
Rocket's coming out, doesn't see anything. Here might get caught.
This would be the worst situation. The 2-man sets it up with the Resolution, ready to go. Both will fall. Both do have buyback, but there's going to be a third hero on the ring. It's 33. Roll on through, stop the onslaught as well. Everything being countered on the side of Secret. They use their buybacks, but they're not going to be able to do much. Maybe they can. Knight jumps in, grabs the Drow Ranger, and they do manage to get him immediate buyback. Secret trying to reset around this one. A beautiful start from Zayats. Once again, another 2-man follow-up. Nisha keeping his distance here with the swashbuckle. Is going to roll up to the side. They're going to try and deal with this next assassin. Dawnbreaker coming in. Here comes the stun. Can they chain stun him? They burned out of mana. He needs to be able to get off of Sunder, but he doesn't have an opportunity to do so. A dieback on the carry, but at the same time, the Primal Beast went in, but they couldn't actually deal with the Drow Ranger, who's just in the back line. Throwing away the damage. Resolution. He will not go down easy. He will not go down without a fight. He finally does fall, but Tundra, it's too late for them. They blew far too much to be able to bring down the Dawnbreaker, and now Chrysalis is here to clean up. They buy back where they can. They do have the Roland coming on through. That's going to be able to get the chain stun on to 9. He's dead as well. 3 dead, no buybacks. 33 going to be collected, and that is HGG. Team Secret
right back.
Close out this game 2 and even up the series.
I mean, that's what everybody wants to see here, a game 3 between these two teams, and that felt like Secret's playbook through and through. Clinical early to mid-game, executing with their ults on the kills that they need to, a slower tempo, just methodical.
true side replay for that one, there may have been some strong words tossed between the two players there, because that was...
Crowd, I need your help. Contestant 1, please. Applause if you want it. Contestant 2. Yay! Contestant 3. And 4. All right, it looks like we have a clear winner here. Is your beautiful little prize. I don't know what this is. I'll give this to you. I don't care who gets this one. I only brought 3. One of it, for every winner, there must be a few losers. So sorry, guys. Thank you for watching. And please send us back to the panel. Can you throw to Tsunami for me? Just say back to you, Tsunami, as hype as you can.
Back to you, Tsunami.
Okay, that's too hype. I don't like that. You're doing it too much better than me. Thank you so much.
Yo, thank you very much, random Singaporean fan. Thank you very much for sending it back over here. The duality of Dota players. I 100%. Contestant 2, carry player. You could tell it. You could, from that intonation, he is no stranger to saying that he single-handedly carried his way to the Aegis.
He was the coach. Actually.
He was the coach.
He wasn't even in the game, yeah.
Yeah, I've also had people take credit for victories that are not deserved, but I am happy that the crowd has been getting into it because, yeah, we've been now embracing the Singapore indoor stadium. It has been living up to the hype 100%. I'm glad that everyone's getting into it. And now they have a third game to look forward to, Sheep. I am thinking that we are setting the bar extremely high for this TI because the Liquid series versus Aster, amazing. And now Tundra versus Secret, a game 3.
Oh boy, we talked about the adaptation, right? And by God, Secret did. They really adapted. I think their draft was just stronger and better, and they executed it nicely. And I want to see them carry that through to this game 3. And for Tundra, I don't know. Skitter is an amazing carry. No fault with him. You keep doing you, baby.
Sure.
But the rest of the